Welcome back to another episode of Trust the Process. I am your host, Martin Bugai, and today we're talking about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention. The hidden costs of poor health. This one's especially for my high-performing professionals out there, business owners, CEOs, executives, the ones grinding day after day to build companies, lead teams, and make an impact. Now, you're operating at a high level in your career, but I want to challenge you. Have you ever considered what your current state of health is actually costing you? Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and financially. It's a solo episode. I had this thought, and it's something that keeps coming back a lot on my strategy calls, and it's something that I really wanted to talk to you about today. So let's dive into this. But first, let's redefine what poor health actually looks like for high achievers. Because ultimately, these are the guys that I speak to. These are the guys that we help in our Transform 6 program. And that's who we serve. Now, it's not just about obesity or illness. It's not about visible weight gain or dramatic symptoms. It's often the subtle signs that go unnoticed but consistently drain performance. I'm talking about low mental clarity in the afternoon, that 2 p.m. slump where your focus disappears and tasks take twice as long. Your brain feels foggy and you're rereading the same sentence like 3 times. And it's harder to think strategically. I'm talking about the reliance on caffeine to push through, needing multiple coffees or energy drinks to stay alert. You're not energized, you're just surviving. And that caffeine crash, it hits harder later in the day. Poor sleep despite working late. You're staying up to finish work, but then struggle to wind down and get deep sleep, restorative sleep. You wake up feeling unrefreshed, already in deficit, and elevated stress that just never really turns off. Even when you're not working, you are wired. Your nervous system never truly relaxes. You carry tension in your body, your mind races at night, and there's just no off switch. I'm talking about sugar cravings and constant hunger. Your body is constantly asking for quick energy because the blood sugar levels are unstable. You snack more, you overeat in the evenings, and you feel like you lack willpower. Blame and guilt comes into play. And I'm also talking about the body that doesn't really match your ambition. And that's a big one. You're sharp in business, but your energy, your posture, your physique just don't reflect the same standard. And that disconnect, it chips away at confidence. And I see it time and time again. And most people accept these things as normal, but normal doesn't mean optimal. And when you're leading people or running businesses or managing high stakes, suboptimal comes at a serious cost. And I want you to think about the real costs of poor health. What is it actually costing you in opportunity and in true financial terms as well? Now, the big and obvious one for me straight away is decision fatigue and mental fog, where your brain is just... Look, your brain is your operating system. Poor blood sugar regulation, low hydration, and lack of quality sleep erode that system, which means that you make slower decisions, you avoid complexity, and you lean into safe or lazy thinking. If you're making dozens of high-stakes choices per day, even a small dip in mental clarity reduces your leadership effectiveness, which means and leads to diminished productivity. You're not firing on all cylinders. Tasks that should take 30 minutes, they take an hour. You procrastinate more. You avoid deep work. You lose creative edge. And listen to this. If you lose just 1 productive hour per day, 1 hour a day, over a year, that's 250 plus hours of lost momentum. Talk about opportunity cost. And those missed opportunities, you show up to a pitch or a meeting at 70% capacity. Your energy is flat. Your thoughts aren't sharp. You hesitate instead of leading with conviction. That one investor or a client or partner who needed to feel your energy, they noticed. You poor leadership presence. People read energy before they even hear your words. When you walk into a room, do you radiate focus and vitality or exhaustion and burnout? Your posture, your skin tone, eye contact, body language, they all tell a story. And I hear it all the time in my strategy calls. If only I could present better. If I looked better, I would have more confidence and I would present better. And that would increase the opportunity X, Y, Z. A drained leader subconsciously lowers team morale and trust. Increased risk of burnout and sick days. Nobody really talks about that, but running on adrenaline and cortisol, it might feel productive until your system crashes. You get sick more often, your recovery slows, you burn out faster. And when you burn out, it doesn't just cost you time, it costs you reputation, it costs you in revenue and in progress. And what about the relationship strain? Because fatigue affects your patience, your communication, your libido. You snap more easily, you're less present with your family, you miss your kids' milestones, football matches, whatever it may be. You cancel your date nights. You're just not showing up as a partner as much as you could, or as a father. And the financial costs as well. When you put all of this together, diminished decision making, productivity loss, missed deals, recovery time, and poor leadership presence, the financial cost really stacks up. And for some, it's thousands. For others, it's 6 figures a year in missed potential. And what about lack of accountability? Without proper accountability, high performance often let the standards slip behind the scenes. This is the problem, because they holding everyone else accountable. They are filling everybody else's bucket, the teams, partners, clients, but no one's holding them accountable to the health habits and standards that they need to thrive. Without an outside eye or feedback loop or structured system, even the best can drift. And drift over time creates distance from the results that they truly want, and it creates sloppiness. So I want to flip the script a little bit here for a second, and I want to talk about the opportunity in optimized health, because that's really what we do. So what happens when your health becomes your competitive advantage? Well, you wake up alert and focused. No dragging yourself out of bed. You feel switched on from the start. You operate with calm, grounded energy. You're less reactive. You're more composed. You think clearer. You think clearer under pressure. Your body and mind work with you and not against you. You stop battling cravings, fatigue, or crashes. You feel aligned and in control. Like a true leader. You recover faster, you think clearer, and you lead better. Whether it's after a workout or a stressful week, or even a tough decision, your system bounces back because now it has the ability to bounce back. So you show up differently. You show up differently in meetings because you bring sharp thinking and clarity. You show up differently with your team. You lead from the front. You lead with presence. You lead with conviction. And with your family, you're more present. You're more patient and emotionally available. And you know what? In the mirror, you see someone who walks the talk, and I hear it all the time. It really shines through in the leadership presence when you're able to look in the mirror and see someone who walks their talk, everything changes. Everything elevates. And your health becomes a multiplier of everything that you do. That's why I always talk about the health as a foundation and a vehicle for a better future and increased ROI. It's, guys, just like the compound interest works in investing, consistent high performance habits lead to exponential returns in life and business. So let me give you one of our clients as an example. He's a fintech executive. He came to us completely drained. He was living on caffeine, skipping the gym, waking up foggy every day, the full spiel. What we've implemented is performance-focused nutrition, approach that was aligned with his workload, bespoke approach that was aligned with the travel, with his stress demands, and we've removed the roller coaster of highs and lows, those crashes. We've personalized his training, meaning no random workouts, just intelligently designed training program that is effective and efficient. Not the next shiny object, not the next hit workout. Sleep hygiene routines, evening protocols to wind down and improve sleep and recovery, because that's really what we're talking about, and that's what really brings the ROI. And the accountability, which is probably one of the biggest components when it comes to successful transformation journey. Coaching calls, check-ins, data tracking, and the progress reviews. Guys, the results, most of you have probably seen the portfolio of results that we produce with our clients. In this particular case, this guy lost 38 pounds of body fat in 6 months. His HRV, heart rate variability, improved substantially. His energy stabilized. His blood pressure was down to normal ranges. He unlocked new identity, and healthy daily habits were installed for sustainability and longevity. He completely changed his body composition. He now has healthy energy, both physical as well as cognitive energy. And more importantly, 10x return on investment. He operates and performs in his area of genius without daily decision fatigue or having to worry about what he needs to do in the gym next or what diet he needs to start next week, etc. None of that. This isn't about just six-pack. It's about building an internal condition to perform at your best. It's not just a fitness journey, it's really a life upgrade. So I want to ask you this question. What is poor health costing you right now? What meetings are you half showing up to? What moments are you missing at home with your family? And what sort of ROI are you leaving on the table? Because when you break it down and ask yourself this question, you'll probably come up with quite a few things that will add up and will surprise you. So if you are ready to make your health your greatest asset, and if you're ready to invest in a system that is designed for high-performing professionals like you, I invite you to book your strategy call with me. Let's build a body and energy system that compounds for life. All you need to do is just head over to martinbugai.com /transform6. Watch a few minutes of a video that I have recorded for you on how we can help you achieve great results. Go and watch some videos of other clients who were in the same boat and who took the step to actually change their life. And then just book your free strategy call where I can personally sit down with you and we can go over your goals, your current bottlenecks, what's holding you back, and we can put together a roadmap and create a strategy for success. Strategy that actually takes you as an individual into account. None of that generic stuff that is out there. Yes, you can go on the internet and download the best split for building muscle or the best protocol for losing body fat, etc. But there is so much more to it. We're talking about building health foundations and we're talking about sustainability and longevity. Everything that you do has to revolve around you and your circumstances. If any of it resonates, reach out, email me, martin@martinbugai.com, LinkedIn, Martin Bugai, or Instagram @MartinBugaiFitness. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and thank you for listening to this week's episode, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.